Simon & Schuster Audio presents Nothing But Shadows by Cassandra Clare and Sarah Rees Brennan. Read by Nico Mirallegro.
I knew nothing but shadows, and I thought them to be real. Oscar Wilde. Shadowhunter Academy, 2008. The afternoon sunlight was streaming warm through the arrow-slit windows of their classroom, painting the grey stone walls yellow. The elites and the dregs alike were sleepy from a long morning of training with Scardsbury, and Katerina Loss was giving them a history lesson. History applied to both the elites and the dregs, so they could all learn of the glory of the Shadowhunters and aspire to be part of that glory. In this class, Simon thought none of them seemed that different from each other. Not that they were all united in aspiring to glory, but they were all equally glazed with boredom. Until Marisol answered a question correctly, and John Cartwright kicked the back of her chair. "Awesome!" Simon hissed behind his book. "That's really cool behavior. Congratulations, John. Every time a Monday answers a question wrong, you say it's because they can't rise to the level of Shadowhunters. And every time one of us answers a question right, you punish them. I have to admire your consistency." George Lovelace leaned back in his chair and grinned, feeding Simon his next line. "I don't see how that's consistent, Si." "Well, he's consistently a jackass," Simon explained. "I can think of a few other words for him," George remarked. "But some of them cannot be used around ladies, and some of them are Gaelic and cannot be understood by you mad foreigners." John looked upset. Possibly he was upset that their chairs were too far away to kick. "I just think she shouldn't speak out of turn," he said. "It's true that if you Mondays listen to us Shadowhunters," said Julie, "you might learn something." "If you Shadowhunters ever listened," said Sunil, a Monday boy who lived down the slimy hall from George and Simon, "you might learn a few things yourself." Voices were rising. Katerina was beginning to look very annoyed. Simon gestured to Marisol and John to be quiet, but they both ignored him. Simon felt the same way as when he and Clary had set a fire in his kitchen by trying to toast grapes and create raisins when they were 6. Amazed and appalled that they...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?